What's going on, guys? Andrew Sarar here, and today I wanted to go over a brief recap and some takeaways from the first Bassmaster Elite Series of 2024 on Toledo Bend. Now, if you didn't end up watching that tournament, Kyoya Fujita ended up winning this tournament, hitting the Century Club at 100 pounds and 13 ounces. Second time he's hit that Century Club before. And we're going to start with the most obvious takeaway from this tournament that is different than anything we've ever seen. And obviously that is going to be the implementation and use of forward-facing sonar, aka livescope. Now, I'm going to be very honest with you. I know a lot of people have said, forward-facing sonar is ruining fishing, it's going to ruin the viewer experience, all of this stuff, right? Well, honestly, I 100% disagree with that. After watching hours of Bass Live, I actually found it really entertaining, especially because they did have an overlay with a lot of these guys' live scope screens, so you could see what was happening in real time. And it was super cool to see just kind of how these guys were fishing specific pieces of structure. And even more than that, it was even more fun to watch how the bass were reacting to their baits. And I actually want to pull up a quick example from Bass Live so I can show you guys what I truly mean by analyzing bass behavior through livescope. So Robert G was one of the guys really using this forward-facing sonar. They had his entire screen on an overlay, and he was consistently in that top 5 all weekend long. But this specific clip can actually be broken down to see a lot of different things that are happening while he's catching this one fish.
Right. Ooh. Oh, dropping down.
So as you can see, that bait is going right to that fish. That fish is just nosing it all the way up. Won't bite. Won't bite.
All the way up from 30 to 15.
There's a second fish now.
Pretty good one right
Now
there.
hold on. Hold on. Now that right there is important to look at. So there's one fish here that's just tailing his bait. All of a sudden, a second fish over here comes into frame, a second big blob, right? Well, wait till he gets the second cast off to this fish that's been following. Reels it up.
Two together.
Now there's 2 there. Throws the bait out on him.
And that actually is a
Throws it
very
past him.
good scenario.
Yes, that's what
Because
I'm
they
saying.
will
Now
get
it's going to be
competitive.
competitive.
Yeah.
Now there's 2 right there, and he's. We got him. There it is.
How about that?
Now this is what I'm talking about bass behavior. And they're even mentioning it on the bass analysis table. They say, oh wow, this is a really good scenario because now you have competition. And honestly, that couldn't be more spot on. That single fish going for that bait, he's really not inclined to bite it. But the moment you create competition and that second fish comes into frame, Robert goes in, reels up, throws it back over the top of him and drops it back down on him. But now that there's 2 fish going for it, that one fish was way more inclined to come up and just instantly eat it instead of just tailing it all the way to the boat. So even tiny little moments like that we can see through forward-facing sonar really provides us a lot more insight into the bass behavior, and it allows us to make more informed and better decisions to help us catch more fish. Now, am I convinced this is how every single tournament is going to look now? No. And I actually think it's far from that. If you look at some of the guys in this tournament that are normally very good anglers, the Jason Christies, the Greg Hackneys, those guys are fishing up shallow, really trying to take advantage of an early spawn bite. Now, did that bite materialize for them? No. No, it didn't. They got some small males, they got a couple of females, but it wasn't anything that's going to set the world on fire or definitely not win tournaments. However, I think if this tournament was 2 to 3 weeks later, you know, those fish are going to be much more in a full spawn. They're going to be much more in the back of those pockets like those guys were fishing. And I don't think those live scope guys are going to be winning it, or at least not winning it so easily. I think those guys with those spinner baits and those flipping techniques fishing up tight are going to be fishing a lot better and catching a lot bigger fish because those females and those males are going to be pushing up way, way better. And I think as these tournaments keep going closer and closer to the spawn time, I really think you're going to see those non-forward facing sonar techniques really starting to play a role here. And I think there's going to be guys in those top 10s that aren't using forward facing sonar at all. So even though forward facing sonar seems to be a very polarizing topic as of late, I honestly don't think it's going to be bad for the professional bass fishing scene or the viewers. And I think if you're viewing these tournaments with an open mind, you stand to learn a lot more than you could have before because of that bass behavior that you finally get to see truly. But for those of you that actually watch the tournament, let me know what you guys thought down in the comments below. Let me know your takes on the whole thing, forward-facing sonar versus not. Let me know your thoughts and your takeaways from this tournament. I would love to talk about it down in the comments below. And if you did enjoy this video, please drop a like and subscribe to the channel for more. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.